All right, let's go. Like the last doctor I went to Harvantic, it seemed like after I was there, he started saying, I'm going to ask you all kinds of personal questions. And I said, well, it sounds like I should probably, it doesn't even seem like an evaluation, but I tried to go see a doctor by our choice, and they wouldn't allow that. And so we thought there was a bias there. And so the court, we felt that the court's not supposed to be doing this because I've done nothing wrong. In fact, we have a lot of evidence that proves I've done nothing wrong.
Okay, you gotta put the papers down, please.
That's my notepad. Thank you.
What? Those are yours, so I don't want to keep them. This is a Rule 11 evaluation, which is an evaluation that is ordered by a court. So it's not a confidential evaluation, and a report will be generated for the court. Cannot be convicted on the basis of this, nor can you receive new charges. Understand that?
No, say that again slowly. I like to process stuff slow.
All right. I am a psychiatrist. I am neither for the defense nor for the prosecution. I am the court's expert to determine if you are competent to go through court proceedings.
But how could you know that unless you know a person for their whole life?
That is the purpose of this evaluation. I submit a report to the court regarding my opinion. Has to do so by the court. You will not be charged. You cannot receive any charges apart from what you've already been charged with, nor can you be convicted. Anything you say with regards to what occurred when you got arrested, which I will ask you about, will be your attorney. I assume you have an attorney?
I should have him here, it sounds like.
Who is? No, you can't.
I wonder why.
I am the prosecution or for the defense.
You're just trying to say you're a medium and you can't show bias to either party.
That is correct.
And then but you're still working for the court, it sounds like. You're still doing this for the court, so there is...
To assist the court in determining...
That's what I'm saying, the court is actually the prosecution in this case.
I am here to assist the court in determining if your proceedings.
Yeah, I understand all this. We've done our homework. Okay. I'm an old man. I'm almost the same age as you.
What is your date of birth?
This is almost the same as you. You're 62. I'm 60. 11/3/63.
Okay.
And the last doctor just said the same thing, which I shouldn't be ordered to go to anything because I was falsely charged, first off.
I don't determine that.
Well, they know they falsely charged me, the ones that did this to me. You know, if you make false accusations and false charges on someone, they know they did what they did.
What are you charged with?
Domestic violence that never took place. Stating, but actually I've done nothing wrong. So they broke a lot. This deputy broke a lot of laws in my home by himself. He made a false report and he made false charges and he falsely arrested me, and that's what this is about. And now the whole county here is covered up for him. And the courts just help cover for their guy. That's how it works. Like one big baseball team against an innocent man.
What is your version of events that happened?
Which events? Which day? Since this has been going on for 2 years.
It's been going on for 2 years? What was the date of the...
Well, there was no actual event. You're saying they're trying to say that there was a false problem the day before?
I'm asking you for your version of events.
Well, haven't you seen the reports?
I have. I'm asking you for your version.
Why would you want to ask about the case?
I don't want to answer my questions, don't answer.
No, I said, why would you want to ask about the case?
I'm not going to explain why.
But you said this isn't about the case. This is about seeing if I'm a competent, normal man.
I am privy to everything that occurred, and I can ask whatever I'd like to ask. I'm not going to explain why I ask anything. I'm going to just ask.
Yeah, but anything I say about the case is supposed to be confidential for the court still, and my defense.
Anything that you say about the events that goes to the prosecution, your attorney's copy first.
Yeah, but the attorney is part of the county attorney also, on the same payroll. And then we feel this attorney is biased anyway. She's been really mean, and we already tried to get her removed, and the Bar Association's been involved. I mean, it's really unfair because I wanted to get a change of venue. I filed motions for a change of venue to get it moved to a fair chance hearings in another county that's not involved. These guys are all liable and involved. And so,
Who was your attorney?
which one? I've had few now.
Okay, well, who have you had?
I used to have Elena Sears, for the Mohave County here, the public defender's office, legal defender's office. She was on originally, and I had to go get a real attorney and paid him the money. We paid the money we all could put in, and then he was failing for a year and a half, would not file one motion for us.
Who was that?
Paul Ramos. Now,
Paul who?
Ramos. But he would not file one motion for a year and a half. Wouldn't get our records subpoenaed. Wouldn't file a motion to change the venue. Wouldn't file a motion for anything, even to get trial and dismissal hearing at any pre-trials or anything for us when we proved evidence that we got on our own.
So who's your attorney now? Because you said you fired him.
Well, I was trying to represent myself. We want to represent ourselves, and they don't want us to do that because they don't want us to present all our own evidence. So I have another attorney we've been waiting to bring back in, and Elena Sears will not remove herself, and the judge said she doesn't have to right now.
So she's technically the attorney of...
Well, she's technically the county employee also. That's for the state that seems to be biased and not helping us. Or she wouldn't have filed this motion 11. I thought the prosecutor would file a motion 11 on someone instead of the other good motion she was supposed to file. We asked her to file. You understand what I'm saying? If we ask you to file a motion on our behalf and consent with us and go represent us, well, you better be a fair voice and try and do what's in our best interest, not what's not for our best interest, especially if you're an innocent man and the county is involved and they're liable.
Who was the judge?
Well, there's been a couple judges. It's been going on a long time. I thought you reviewed this whole case already.
Who was the judge?
Which one? At what time?
First one.
The first judge was Jill Davis in Lake Havasu City.
Yes, go ahead.
And she ordered my release after 5 days. They had me in custody 7 days with no phone call. Which by law, you're only allowed to hold someone 24 hours in a holding cell, up to 24 to 30 hours on a false probable cause case without charging him or giving him a phone call. That guy kept me for 2.5, almost 3 days in a cell with no food, no blanket, no phone call while he's at my house, harassing my girlfriend and everybody in our house and trying to get more clips and more body cam, more and interrogating and threatening and harassing my home while he's illegally holding me in the false holding cell for 3 days almost without a phone call. That's what this is about. And he wrote a false report. He did a false arrest. And they've been making false evidence to go along with it, and they put false charges on me. So that's what this is about. And they're all liable. And so they're trying to get out any way they can. They would never allow any motion, rejected all of them, would never give over records. We had to get our own.
So who was the judge? Who was the judge after Jill Davis?
Jill Davis was actually seemed okay. She dismissed it right away before I even seen her. She knew I was in custody.
Who was the judge?
The bad judge from the jail. He's the one that charged me falsely the first time in the Kingman jail and kept me for a week.
You know his name?
I'm not sure.
And who judge now?
Well, they did settlement hearing with that other Jansen.
Okay. And what happened?
Is this all just to confirm it's me? You're just doing all this to confirm it's me?
What happened with Judge Jansen?
My girlfriend came to the courtroom and said Dan didn't do nothing. After she came and said Dan didn't do nothing. She felt when she was alone, and these are false charges she's made videos about already. And she's wrote notarized letters for a year and a half, 2 years saying I never did nothing. They put these false charges on me on their own after she's done that already.
And what happened? So what did Judge Jansen rule?
Wasn't allowed to rule. He just settled it. They should have dismissed it right away.
So he passed the case on to another judge?
I thought you know all this.
He passed the case on.
You know all this, Doctor.
He passed the case on to another judge?
You already know this. You're asking me questions you already know. You've done your homework on every case. I've done our homework on you. 7 prisons. You've been the director of psychiatry for, 30 years. You go around and talk to all these inmates, and half of them are probably innocent in this prison for all we know. Kingman corruption ring is very famous by now.
Can you answer my question, please?
I'm disgusted with these people.
Thanks.
You know, you're only supposed to go to court if you've done something wrong. That's like me putting you on trial and you've done nothing wrong. How would you feel about it?
Okay.
Because you'd be upset.
Can you answer my question, please?
I've been answering a question.
Okay, who was the judge after Jansen?
You don't think I don't know? Let me tell you my education. I studied energies, propulsion systems, guidance systems, how to build computers. I know 2 languages. I've been doing my homework. I build engines. I build everything. I've been going to school for 30 years on my own. Listen, I've never done drugs in 30 years or alcohol. I got 30 years clean and sober. And I already told them. And I've done blood. You can test my blood. You can test any of my stuff. And that's what's unfair. They think, oh, he's crazy. Oh, no, we can't make fabricated evidence. Oh, we can't splice, do voiceovers. We can't do video editing. And they've been doing it all. But here's the thing. My mom's out in the car with a stomach ache. My doggy's out there. And I can't sit here for an extra hour and have to be interrogated without an attorney.
Okay, well then you're